Well, good afternoon. And let me begin by asking you a question. Did you participate in National Quitters Day on last Friday, January 9th? Hi, this is Tim Alston, and welcome to the 10 Commandments of Leadership podcast for this Monday. This is where we achieve two primary objectives. First of all, we educate, equip, and empower emerging leaders with God thought leadership. And then we also want to present current events and newsmakers in the light of best practices from the Bible. With those two primary objectives in mind, let me now again ask you my opening question. Did you participate in last Friday's National Quitters Day on Friday, January 9th, 2026? According to Google's AI overview, National Quitters Day is an unofficial milestone marking when many people abandon their brand new New Year's resolutions. It usually falls on the second Friday in January. Well, if you're like me and you still make resolutions at the start of the year, then how can you and I avoid becoming the victims of National Quitters Day? National Quitters Day is seen by experts as a chance to reset goals, but not to actually quit, but to adjust strategies for more sustainable habits in areas like fitness or saving money. National Quitters Day is that day where many people across the country, yeah, folk like you and me, who make New Year's resolutions, the research shows that we basically quit about that time, and that's unfortunate. We let it go. We kind of don't know what we're doing or how we're handling it. And that's highly unfortunate. But we got to keep moving. We've got to keep moving. And there's a reason for the problem. And the reason for it, the Bible speaks to this very issue very well. You see, God, through his son Jesus, never told us to make New Year's resolutions. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with making New Year's resolutions, but that's not the best way to approach setting goals and resolutions. So, what is the best way to set goals and make resolutions? The best way to approach it comes out of the story of Jesus working with his disciples. I mean, they had seen him working with people, doing miracles, healing the sick, raising the dead, making the lame to walk, and making the dumb to talk. But they also noticed something very special. Everything that he did began with him praying to the Father. And so, very humbly and naturally, the disciples said to Jesus, Lord, teach us to pray. And he taught them how to pray in what we now know as the Lord's Prayer. And he said to them, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And then here came the operative phrase in the Lord's Prayer. Give us this day our daily bread. Again, give us this day our daily bread. That text, those 7 words are pregnant with meaning. Give us, give to us. Why? Because we don't have it of ourselves. Give us this day our daily bread. Not weekly bread, not monthly bread, not annual bread, but daily bread. This popular text from the Holy Bible can serve as your and my cure-all for making and then aborting New Year's resolutions. Well, what happens is that the fact is that too many of us fail because we make these long-range plans when the Bible says, and Jesus said to his disciples, give us this day our daily bread. Let's face it, you and I have just enough to make it for today. You and I can do nothing about the past, and you and I can really do nothing about the future. All we can do is live for today. Perhaps that's the reason that approximately 77% of us New Year's resolution makers fail with our January 1st promises, because those year-long resolutions are in contrast to Jesus' counsel to his disciples: give us this day our daily bread. Contrary to Jesus' counsel to his disciples, we devalue today's opportunity and reach instead for tomorrow's long-term wishes, and we fail. And here's the reality check. The greatest gift that you and I have, it's today, which is why it's called the present. Or stated another way in Psalm 118, verse 24, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So if you really want to avoid being guilty of succumbing to National Quitters Day, then let's get out of the habit of making New Year's resolutions. What I do, and what I've done successfully well, I instead make new days resolutions. And it works for me, and I know it can work for you too. Fellow leaders, from now on, let's make new days resolutions. Finally, remember the advice from remember the advice from Wolfgang Metter. He is a retired professor of history from the University of Vermont. He said, life is hard by the yard, but it's a cinch by the inch. Again, and say it with me. Life is hard by the yard, but it's a cinch by the inch. Life is hard by the yard, but it's a cinch by the inch. And if and when we break our life down into little daily chunks, we can make it. The Bible will help you and me make our new day's resolutions. When Jesus said, give us this day our daily bread. Folks, I can't say this enough. I hope that this has ministered to you, and I hope it will bless you as an emerging leader, as that advice has blessed me. Thank you. And remember, if this message is becoming to you, then you should daily be coming to us. And if you like what you're hearing, then hit the like button, hit the share button, or hit the subscribe button, and we'll look to see you on tomorrow. First of all, for Tim Alston's Leadership Nuggets, educating, equipping, and empowering emerging leaders to manage ego problems in 60 seconds. That's weekdays at 7 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m., as well as this 10 Commandments of Leadership podcast weekdays at 4 p.m. Central Time. And all of these are available on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Take care. Thank you, and God bless.